minutes. I got 16 minutes with y'all. Another one. This one is going to be the last video I just dropped is called Mr. Mrs. Big Stuff. Who do you think you were, Mr. Big Stuff? Basically. Now this video is going to be about what Tupac said in his song called Keep Your Head Up. I want to speak about a line that he said about how men need to treat women right, because these women are going to make kids. He basically, it's a song called Keep Your Head Up. You got to keep your head up, you feel me? Through these times that we in, we got to keep our head up and keep our mind, our head level, because most of the things that we go through has an effect on the next generation. Excuse me. It's natural, organic. I give it to you. I burp, and I said, "Excuse me if I fart." Excuse me, but I didn't fart. But it's the same thing. It's just gas coming out your body. So basically, he said that if men are not treating women right, then a woman will raise the next generation of kids that's gonna hate the ladies. You feel me? And we see that very, 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 very clearly. You feel me? We have women that do not have a good relationship with their baby's father. You feel me? And they take those frustration out on these kids. And sometimes the kid can come out looking just like the father, or the kid can come out looking just like the mother, and the father is raising it. He will not show that baby any kind of love, or the woman could have cheated on the husband, and he still stayed with her. But since the baby looked like the guy that he cheated with, the man will not treat the baby with the same kind of respect. Or they can just be in a relationship where they have a relationship where where they cannot leave each other. So they will treat the babies just like the person that they despise. And you can see the results of it with all these kids out here. We have so many transformers going on out here. It's like the women take the frustration out on the baby to the point where they will treat the baby as the other sex and lie to the baby and deceive the baby. You feel me? Confuse the baby to think that the baby's something else. And I'm seeing that in my everyday life. Like, you feel me? So many trans, so many gays and everything else like that is very, very concerning. So when I was listening to that rhyme, it resonates so well with me, because I'm looking at my surroundings and I'm like, oh shit, this is more like prophecy on what he said. Because we raising children who grow up competing with the other sex, thinking that they're the other sex. You feel me? And that's very, 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 very disturbing. And they become a menace to society. People always think a menace to society, meaning a menace to society is a kid who's gonna crave violence and everything else. But people crave violence in a very soft way, and be very disruptive in a very soft way. So we having all these babies and everything else like that. It's crazy from what I've been seeing lately. And ironically, with the mask going on and everything else, I can't tell who is who. You feel me? I seen the same problem in the East Coast when I was in New York City. Now I'm in California. I see it more now. It's like it's a lot more of them. Like, you feel me? And I'm talking about the trans and the gays. When you see the trans, you be like, damn, the gays not even that bad anymore like that. And it's kind of sad to say, but it's still bad. So now we having men who are even not trans or not gay, but still treating women in a disrespectful manner because they didn't have a good relationship with their mother or something like that, because of the way they were treated. You feel me? So their perspective on women is based on a woman that raised them, who treated them a certain way because they look just like their father. You feel me? Or you have women that treat other men, or say all men are dog, and you have this whole thought culture or this whole culture going on. So it's having a tremendous effect on our relationship between men and women, and we need to bring the family back together. I was watching New Breeze today, and I'll be watching other relationship channels where they talk about the different the dichotomy between men and women, and how we need a strong family whole. Shout out to Danica. Danica does a great job on that. And I also watched the Fly Nubian Queen, who also speak on these matters and everything else. The different queens on it and kings on it that speak about this matter. But I'm talking about the result of it. You feel me? Once there's not a good relationship between a man and a woman, we see it all around us. Oh, that's the, what the fuck? 4-3. Let me see if I can ask this. Hold on, yo. The 120. So we seen the ripple effect of it when we don't have a good man in the household. You feel me? Sometimes we see just the smallest part of it, just the smallest effect of it. Let's take a look at Kobe. You know what I mean? Kobe died in a tragic accident. The only reason why I'm using Kobe because I'm in California, you know, Laker Nation, and Kobe just passed away off a tragic accident in a plane crash. And within that small fraction of a time, already Kobe's wife, her mother, is already suing her for negligence, for taking care of the kids, and she wasn't paid and everything else. When you don't have a strong man, not just black men, if you don't have a strong man in the family, or something tragedy happened, or that man happened to walk away, it has that kind of effect on the family so profound. So it's very important that we do have both sexes in the house. It's not just about we need a strong man in the household. We need both the mother and the father in the household, so we don't have these problems that is occurring right in front of us, but yet we can't connect the dots. And I'm trying to connect the dots to y'all and show y'all, like, yo, one of the problems is this whole confusion between what is a man and what is a woman, and what is a male, what is a boy and what's a girl. You feel me? You think that shit is so simple for people to understand it. There's a reason why you come out with a penis. You feel me? There's a reason why some girl come out with a vagina. It's a puzzle. It's supposed to fit in together type shit like that. They go right hand in hand. But when you have that confusion and that woman is void of love from that man himself, or that man is void of love from that woman herself, sometimes the only way to release that frustration will be on a kid that look just like the person that you feel, that made you feel like that. And we put all this strain on our kids and expect them to handle that. Sometimes we do it not even knowing it. You feel me? So when Tupac said those words, and he was like, and ironically, I'm in Cali too, so shout out to Tupac and shout out to Cali. And I'm looking at the mountains while I'm talking too, so it's just a beautiful sight. And I'm drawing my energy from it too. You feel me? From the mountain, the peak is top, the peak of the peaks. You feel me? But when I'm drawing that energy from it too. Basically, I had to say that because it was just right there, because I had to say it again. But when we look at the structure and the structure of the family, and the man is not there, sometimes the parent or the guardian of those people will take the frustration out on the kid. And if the kid is not strong enough, then these are the results of it. We can have some of them who can be violent or that can influence others. Even if a kid comes from a good home, it can still influence that kid, because one day that kid is probably going to be friends with somebody who didn't come from that kind of structure, and can have a profound effect on that kid. Sometimes it could be the other way around, which is a good thing. So it takes a village to raise a kid. It also takes a village to destroy one. You feel me? That's very important to know. And we need to see these things. We need to, when we look at the problems in society, we should always relate it back to the family structure. What kind of family do they come from? You feel me? It could be, and like I said, it could be the man could be in the house still, but he could be very unhappy with the things that's going on, how the woman is raising, or the woman can be in the house and the man can be neglecting her. And that could also have a profound effect on these kids. You feel me? So I see these things and it's very concerning to me. And I'm like, damn, that's crazy. This is how the world is. We looking at governments and we say we looking at the government. We like, the government is not. No. We have the power. You have to have the power of control in your own life, regardless of what else is going on. I mean, take a look at me, for example. Out of all the tragedies that I'm going through and everything else, I'm supposed to be spilling pure hatred. You feel me? Of all the things that's going on, it's rightfully so that I speak hatred, but yet I speak love. I speak all these things and try to inspire and uplift people, even after all the things that I've went through and the things that I continue to go through. I'm pretty sure there's people out there who got other plans for me too, but yet I still find it within myself, somewhere in there. You feel me? Because I am in love with the idea of falling in love. And it does not necessarily have to be with a man or a woman. I just like the fact that I want to see some form of a good foundation. You feel me? Because I came from a good foundation. I grew up in Africa with my grandma, my grandfather, and everything else like that. And my grandmother's sister, and my grandmother and her kids, and everybody, my uncles, and we all lived under one structure. You feel me? So that's the way that's why I feel the way I feel, because I've had that good foundation around me. So regardless of what I go through sometimes, it's in my nucleus, it's my core to be very loving. It doesn't make me a sucker or like, man, this nigga's soft and everything. Call me what you want, but I know what I've seen and I believe it. You feel me? I know what I've seen and I believe it. You feel me? From the love that I got from my uncles when I came here, from my mom and my father and everything else like that. So that's something that's part of me. I couldn't be nothing else. You feel me? I couldn't be nothing else. So that's why I went through all the things that I went through today. When they try to discourage me, they want me to just walk away from my job and be like, oh, enough is enough. Let me just get the fuck out of here. But still, that call, I always say this, it would not allow me. I say God does not allow me to lead astray. You feel me? And that's just part of it. And we have a lot to do with it too. We have a lot to do. We need to start taking responsibilities. We can't just be raising kids off the trauma that we went through. It's like me raising my son and be like, yo, don't stay away from these kind of people and stay away from these kind of people. And I'm teaching him the trauma that I've went through. I can never do that to him. You feel me? That's unfair to him as a person. And I will not treat him any different and try to confuse him. Just because you hate me doesn't mean you gotta treat him different. He has nothing to do with that. You feel me? He's just a different entity on his own. Although he has my bloodline, he happened to have came from me. It doesn't necessarily mean that I own him. Well, the only thing I owe him is to make sure that he has the right tools in life so he can get to make his own decision. Because in the same point, it's like he's going to have to make those decisions. So I do not attach my beef or my misunderstanding with other individuals upon their kids. You feel me? So I believe that the reason why there's so many of this movement, of this trend, even Joe Biden said his first order is to make sure that trend can pick any bathroom that they want and all that stuff. It's disturbing. You feel me? It's very, very disturbing. I'm not saying let's destroy them. No. That would be the wrong way to go. We need to invite them in and basically love them and accept them from who they are. And I actually accept them for who they are. One thing I don't agree with is the deceiving part of it. You feel me? But I got 2 more minutes, so I got to hurry up. So shout out to Tupac for even projecting that. Because once he projected that, and it's still going on right there. If you can listen to that song, Keep Your Head Up. That's what it's called. Although you go through all these trials and tribulations, you just got to keep your head up. Like, make sure that you don't project your frustration upon other people. I don't think that's fair to anybody at all. And as you can see, the people that I'm facing, some of them are grown, old, young, in between. These people are all projecting their frustration from something from their life and everything else like that. When I say people, I'm talking about individuals, and it's more than one, so I gotta use the word people. You feel me? It has nothing to do with a culture, race, or anything else like that. Keep your insecurities to yourself. You feel me? It's insecure, like, you feel me? It's something that's within, so you have to keep it to yourself and work upon it. Go to a psychology, work on that shit. Don't be coming out here just because it's acceptable today. It means that you just got to do it. Just once upon a time, there was lynching people, and a lot of people was part of it. Once upon a time, Hitler wasn't the only Nazi. It was a whole country. You feel me? Just because a lot of people is doing it doesn't mean you have to join the crowd. Just because something is good right now, it doesn't mean it's going to be good in the future. You have to see it. You feel me? See it for what it is. You feel me? But that's just what it is. The name of this video is going to be called Keep Your Head Up. This said Tupac's back. I'm 2 Glock strapped, rolling down the